Sometimes the words flow in like whispers. And when that happens, I can hear you, hear me, hear the world moving about us. They ebb in and out of my brain in a lulling, a soothing rhythm. The words are delicate and intricate, but reassuring and tranquilizing all the same. They drift to and fro, creating a soft purr as they tenderly brush up against one another. But when my mind becomes overpopulated with the lyrics of my life, the words are fated for collision. And as they collide, the words begin to mutate. Their meanings and their intentions transform and become more hostile. They hiss and snarl and growl and groan. The violence spreads from one word to another, and soon my mind is filled with one vile phrase piled atop another. I faintly hear the humming of your voice and the murmur of my own, but soon we're drowned out by the babble. And soon the whispers have been chased out. They've gone, and I wish so terribly they'd taken me with them. But they haven't, and instead I'm left here with these venomous words that become louder and louder and start shrieking and screeching. They fight for attention, for the space in my brain. And as they fight, the roar gets louder, and the noise begets more noise, and soon the rumbling is incessant. The words yowl and yelp and cry out for my attention. And before I know it, I've become nothing more than a mere host for these wicked words, these parasitic phrases. They thrust themselves against the limits of my brain. They pulsate and palpitate and desecrate my mind. I feel them in my eardrums, in my eyes' canals, in my every moment. I dream of the whispers that once padded the walls of my mind. I long for the simple words that lovingly rolled about. I imagine a life without the screaming, without the scraping, without the scavenging. And I wonder if that world ever truly existed. I wonder if I'd ever be strong enough to push against the violence, push it out, strong enough to silence the thunder in my brain. I wonder what would happen if these words were killed, if these words were spilled from the bowels of my mind. Would I sigh? Would I cry? Would I die? What would happen if these phrases, these vile, vile phrases, were driven out of my brain? What if I had the freedom I so crave, I so fear, I so need? What would I do with all that extra space, all that room for whispers and sounds and words all my own? Would the whispers repopulate, or would I stay empty, remain barren, endure in silence? I need it to stop, but I need it to live, and I wonder what would happen if it all stopped, if it all popped, if my mind could handle itself, or if it too would stop, would pop, would